In this session, I am going to be covering the Active Users Report. The Active Users Report can be found in the Reports tab. Click on Active Users, and the Active Users Report screen is going to open. You can use the tick boxes to select the CLA statuses of the users that you'd wish to see. So if you're wanting to pull a report that only contains the users that are not installed on CLA, you could untick the others. Basically, what this report will give you is a list of every username that exists within your Active Directory, as well as any user name that exists within the CLA databases. This does mean that people that have left the organization and did have CLA installed are going to report on this sheet as inactive. So it is going to be better to use this report in conjunction with a list that you have got internally, either from HR or from payroll, so that you would be able to look up against that list to get the corresponding CLA statuses. This report does give you a lot of additional information, not just the status on CLA. It does give you the user ID, the username, and the machine that user last did a successful sync from. It does give you the last sync date of each user, so basically the last time that they were able to connect to the CLA database to pull new content. And then for each of the modules, it gives you the last pull date and the last display date for each. To tell you the difference between the two quite quickly, if you as the administrator upload content for any one of the modules, save it onto the CLA database, the end user has to successfully synchronize to be able to pull that content. So if I set up a desktop and the desktop is due to start next week Monday, I save it now and promote it now. If my end user connects, they will pull that desktop today, even though the display date for that desktop is only going to be next week Monday, because that is when it is due to start. So basically, your last screensaver pull date would be the last date that a screensaver was pulled by that user to their machine. The last online screensaver will be the last time sequenced content displayed for that user, and the last offline screen date would be the last time offline content displayed for that user. Each module then also has the last corresponding pull date, display date, the survey pull date, display date, desktop pull date. Desktop also has a last online desktop and a last offline desktop, ticker pull and display, lock screen pull, also a last online lock screen and a last offline lock screen. So for each of your users, you are able to see the last time they pulled and displayed content for each of the modules as well. This report can be exported to Excel by clicking on Export, Excel. It does ask you where you want to save this report. So I'm going to save it into my reports folder, but you browse on your PC to the location that you want to save it. I'm going to call it Active Users, and I'll put today's date. I'll just call it 2022. Save, and it will put it into that folder. I'll go into the folder where I've saved it, and all of that information that you've just seen in CLA is exported to Excel. This is now an Excel document that you are able to work with. So if you want to put in filters, you can do so. So if you're wanting to see everybody that has pulled a screensaver today, you would be able to filter out the people that you're wanting to see. Not going to save any changes, but basically this Excel document you would be able to use to VLOOKUP against a staff list, a device listing from IT, to get a more accurate view of who is not installed and who is inactive. I'm not going to save this report. That is your active users report. So distinct against username. So if that user does use multiple PCs, you are only going to see the last entry for that user, irrespective of which machine they were sitting at.